our break. So good evening once again. Welcome to all our prospective students for our upcoming training program, specifically our executive training program. In our usual fashion, for every of our programs that we normally run, our key as our what we normally call an opening session, where we could interact with our prospective applicants or candidates who may be interested in our training programs, so as to get them to appreciate the motives or the key highlights of our trainings, so that they can appreciate and ask valid questions and get specific answers that can help them to appreciate the training programs we actually have for the students as well as our accountants. Is that okay? So that's the aim of this meeting. And I wouldn't waste too much time, but to go into business. And as you can see, the first program that we've shared on the screen is a novel program called the Trainee Audit and Associate course. Now, this particular course is actually designed in partnership with DNI, Dion and Dion International, an international audit firm. And this training program obviously provides trainees, assurance practice firms or consultancy firms in Ghana or even anywhere around the world. And this training is very practical. We normally use a software called PICAS, which is the software we actually use to do this specific training. It's called PICAS. And this software, which is mainly used by most practice firms in Ghana, is the main application that is used for this training program. Beyond that, you get experience coaching from the team from DNI, and very soon you will hear from DNI, who are our main partners when it comes to this particular training. You will soon hear from the team. And the training program, I must say, has been wonderful and has had a lot of good outcomes, because our various participants have the opportunity to visit the offices of DNI and have a practical insight into how to conduct an audit. If you look at my screen now, this is one of the field visitation that was done at the beginning of this year, when some of our participants or our trainees had the opportunity to visit the offices of DNI for a first-hand experience on how to actually conduct an audit. It's very, very exciting. And obviously, you're going to get a practical insight into how to conduct an audit, specifically using the software called the PICAS. Is that okay? So this is a wonderful arrangement we had for all our prospective attendees to our training program. And it's really exciting. And I'm sure this is a training program that most of you should be looking at. But beyond that, we also have another training program called Financial Modeling. And we also create dashboards using Excel, present management reports, use that same knowledge to go into other issues like project management, preparing even your financial statement. Is that okay? Where you could use this skill, which you will be obtaining from advanced Excel, to do many of these wonderful things. And I believe that if you're an accountant or an upcoming accountant and you don't have this basic need to use Excel, I'm sure you will be very inefficient in being able to present reports to management and being able to create dashboards that present a better outlook and a better report to management. And it's a particular training program that been running for the past 7 years, typically the financial modeling, and most of our participants will accountants. And I must say, our facilitator here, one of our key support or key staff at ASPA would be handling this course, and they will be speaking to it very soon when the time comes. So for financial modeling, I can tell you this is a program that is more or less, I would say, it's more or less a default program. It's mainly a program. Then the last program is called the Practical Accounting Proficiency course. If you are aware, quite recently we had a webinar, and that webinar was specifically on the need for us to get ready for remote work. Some of you heard of that particular webinar. And this is the way to go, because we know that most of you, having gotten your knowledge of IFRS, knowledge of publication of financial statement, one of the key to know how to use an accounting software. As an accountant, you need to build the use of accounting software. And there are so many softwares you can ever imagine. You have Tally, you have Sage, you have Xero, so many of them. Now, the challenge is that if you really want to build proficiency, you must at least be able to know how to use an ERP solution, an enterprise resource software, which can easily help out most of the solutions. Like I was explaining to our colleagues on the webinar recently, I was putting an example across that if you have a phone which is actually running on Android, and then you have another phone running on Windows, you obviously know that both devices are performing the same function. Most the difference is in the user interface. And that is what happens with most accounting softwares. So if you are able to practically use the software, the differences from one provider to the other, be it Tally, be it QuickBooks, be it Xerox, whatever the software is, the underlying functionality is the same. The difference is the user interface. Is that okay? So this particular training is tailored to help you all appreciate how to use an ERP solution. And with our facilitator, Emmanuel, you are easily able to use other solutions, be it Tally, be it Sage, whichever other solution that you may be exposed to, you can easily navigate by going through this particular training. So that is the practical accounting proficiency course. So our training programs are quite, as I said, unique, well-tailored. And most times, like we recommend, if you have the means, you should be able to obtain all three, because obviously we know some people have done the financial modeling. We know some of them have done the trainee accounting. Some of them have done the practical accounting. But I can tell you that if you want to be well-rounded, you should be looking at building capacity across all three training programs. And I can tell you, you would obviously have the ability to build competency, exactly, which can take you very far in your profession. Is that okay? So that is it. So in conclusion, these are the details of the programs. All the programs are usually divided into 3 modules. We have model 1, model 2, and then model 3. And each of them is to be able to help us deliver it in models so as to be able to carry us through the 3 models and all the various outcomes. I believe it's so we want to waste too much time limited time to have this discussion, but I'll actually leave it on the screen. Wow. Are you ready? Is the partner at DNI. And Doc, has been a major partner when it comes to the training programs, and obviously in terms of or be able to obviously carry out the field trip where students or participants can on the first hand learn how to use the PICA software in conducting an audit. Is that okay? On the field. If Doc, are you ready? Is Doc ready? If Doc is not ready, I think Francis, are you ready also? Maybe you can.
Yes,
Okay, my
I'm
internet
online.
stable.
Yeah, the internet is quite shaky.
You are
I don't know
online.
whether
Okay. So
it's from
Francis, my internet is not very.
Yes, I'm also online,
Mine is not very strong
but
because
I think it's becoming stable now. So
around that channel.
when Manager Francis is done, I can also come in.
Okay, thank you, Doc. All right, so just like Mr. Ellis said, when it comes to the trainee audit and associate course,
Yes.
the idea is to take the participant through the various models. Yeah, of using the PICAS, now it's called a PICAT software, the private company audit tool. And what this tool is actually designed to be in line with the latest IAS that is being issued. Okay, so it's always in conformity with the latest IAS. So it helps you streamline your audit process through the risk assessment stage, through the planning, through the evidence gathering and your substantive testing, your sampling, setting materiality, and all the procedure that is required from an audit through to the reporting stage, where you are going to issue your final opinion on a financial statement. So it's a tool that will guide you in keeping a very good working paper. And then it's also going to help you understand the level of risk involved in the audit, and also to issue a very good report to support your position on the financial statement. So basically, that's what we are going to be looking at. But before that, we usually use some few hours to understand what a financial statement is, the purpose, what it is designed, to understand professional skepticism, to understand the scalability of inherent risk, so on and so forth. So basically, that is the overview of the course. I think the outline has been shared, and it's a very interesting course. I'll end here for Doc to come in.
All right. So thank you very much, Manager Francis, and thank you, Mr. Yovuga, for the opportunity to make few comments. And so just as, to make few comments. So just as Manager Francis shared, and adding on to what Mr. Yovuga has shared with us, this PICAT training has two main legs, actually. One leg is from the external audit perspective, and then the other one is the non-audit perspective. So the external audit perspective is exactly what enhancements you are going to be having after the training in your specialization and your experience in auditing. But then the other leg, which I also want to spend some time on, is to say that if you have this experience in PICAT, by the way, it used to be PICAS with S at the end, PICAS. Now it's been changed to PICAT. This is very new. And so the PICAT, the S used to be software. Now it is tool. So basically, these are some of the things we'll be sharing with you in this section as we go along. And so essentially, those who are not in audit, you still need this training. Because remember, if you are a financial controller, you'll be dealing with external auditors. And so your knowledge in PICAS, the fact that is going to expose you to know the entire cycle of external audit. When you are dealing with auditors, certainly you are going to be adding you know exactly what it is. You know, when they are saying they are testing controls, they are doing substantive tests and all of that, you are very much aware to come to DNI offices and experience the environment of it. Excited to have a section with you, and hopefully we believe that it will be a value addition to your expertise, you know, as a professional or as someone who is aiming at, you know, growing in the professional path of your expertise. So thank you so very much for this time. And we'll be waiting on seeing you on Saturday for a great time together. Thank you. Ellie, I think we are done. It's Ellie there. Manager Francis, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't hear Ellie. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. All right. Great. I'm sure he's having a connectivity challenge. So while we wait for Ellie, if there's any question in the area of the PICAS training, the training audit aspect of this cohort, myself and Manager Francis, we are here to take them while we wait for Ellie to connect. Okay, so I think Ellie lost his connection.
Yeah.
Is
so
Ellie back?
I'm actually, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the Q&A on the PICAT, but I'm happy you are in, so we'll leave it during the session.
Yes, 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 yes. So we encourage everybody.
Ellie, I think you should put off your camera
so that we don't
it may
lose
help
them.
with the internet.
Okay, I think it's better now, right? Yeah. So if we can better now. Hello, Mike. Better.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello. Hello, Mike. Is it better? Okay, so I was easily share questions in the Q&A about Yeah, hello. Yeah, can you hear me? Am I okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I was saying Emmanuel could speak. Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay,
can hear you.
so Emmanuel,
I
you
can
can
hear
go
you.
ahead. You can talk
Okay.
about practical accounting.
Okay, great. So my name is Emmanuel Tinge. I'll be handling the practical accounting. This particular course is to help you acquaint yourself with the current happenings in the accounting profession, in terms of being able to use technology to improve your work as an accountant, make you more efficient, and handle big tasks or difficult work easily, especially using what we call an ERP, Enterprise Resource Planner. So with this course, we take you through how to set up an accounting system and how to address most of the issues that come with setting up an accounting system, be it tax issues, be it company-specific processes, be it company controls, and then reporting issues, right? And how to map your chart of accounts, and how to automate certain tasks within your accounting system. Okay. With this course, we also look at some aspects of the accounting standard from a practical perspective, right? Also through the accounting system. We also look at some local specific issues like what our tax landscape is, what are the various tasks that as an accountant you need to comply with and understand and implement, and implementing those through system as well. And then if time permits, we'll take your specific practical issues when it comes to accounting. You can cover any industry you work with and any accounting issues that come up from that. At the end, we also look at how to prepare yourself for an audit as an accountant, right? How do you put together your data, the system backups, support, to get ready for an audit. Within that, you also look at how you do bank reconciliation through the system, and then that can guide you to be able to do that within any other ERP that you make of your choice. We'll look at how to be able to import transactions into accounting system, especially if you have to deal with large transactions. Doing that manually may be time consuming. So you need to know how do you import your transactions easily into any accounting system, right? Using Excel, as a tool to record your transactions and import them easily. That will save you a lot of time. We also discuss internal control into detail. Some of you are leading your finance function, or you aspire to lead your finance function, right? How do you ensure there are proper internal controls that guide how you do things within the organization to minimize error and fraud as well? So in brief, this is what we are going to look at when it comes to practical accounting. Basically, this course is to equip you with all the skills needed to make you a modern accountant. Thank you. Hello? Hello, Ellie. Hello, can you hear me?
I think Ellie has dropped off again. He may be experiencing some internet challenges. So
Then, Michael, I think it's your turn now to talk about financial model.
All right. So my name is Michael, Numo Michael. I'll be handling financial modeling for accountants. And this course is basically exposing accountants to Excel. As we all may be aware, Excel is a very important tool in our career as accountants. The basic idea is to take us from just ordinary users of Excel to super users, where we can actually use Excel as a tool to perform several tasks that would minimize our time on certain things we do in the office. So the program is designed such that by the end of the program, you should be able to prepare your basic financial reports in Excel. Certain base in Excel. So we'll also look at building your simple financial statement right from your trial balance to your P&L balance sheets, doing all that in Excel, and also coming up with a financial dashboard that can actually aid you in presenting your financial information to non-users or non-financial users of your information. So basically, that's what we'll be doing starting this Saturday. And I hope to see you all on that program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so Isaac, if you can help, because my internet is not stable, colleagues who have questions, you can ask them directly. I'm sure if I'm not able to even answer, any of the respective facilitators can deal with that. So if you have a question, you can raise up your hand. And then as well as if you have any question, you can put it in the Q&A box so that we can read it out. So I've seen some hands go up and then we need to allow them. So Albert, do you have a question? Hello, Albert, do you have a question? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, Albert, is it?
Okay, good evening.
Abdul or Albert? Okay, Abdul, do you have a question?
Yes, please, I have a question.
Yes, good evening, Abdul.
Yes, please. Actually, I lost connection, so most of the discussions, I think I missed it, but I must be frank, I'm seeing this for the first time, and I wanted to actually send a request at my workplace to sponsor. So I don't know, is there any advert form or something like that? The secret that I'm seeing, what that can be forwarded to us so that I can quickly to make a request so that I can also be part of it. I can see that the time is too limited. It starts on Saturday. So if by tomorrow I could try to pass up the request to see whether it will be.
I don't know. Abdul, are you on any of the Aspire pages?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Say that again.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I think
Abdul.
Okay. I think Albert is speaking. I think Abdul, are you there?
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah. Please. I want to make an inquiry more about the fee payments. You know, I don't know, like if we could, let's say, pay in installments. For some of us, as at now, for us to cough out 900 Ghana cedi, actually, to be a very big task on us. I want to plead and see if we can at least pay in installments, please.
So actually, we have such an arrangement, but it's actually supposed to be to persons who are credit worthy. And one of the ways we verify that is specifically for those who have been our student. That serves as a basis for doing that. So what we normally do is for you to make a deposit of say 600 cedi and then pay the rest at the end of the month. Is that okay? So that's an arrangement, but it is not. It's on case by case basis. So if you want such an arrangement, you could chat our secretary privately, and then she can verify your background based on the kind of information you have with us, and then on the basis of that, it could be approved. Is that okay?
Okay.
Right. So you can chat me. My number is there on the flyer. You can chat me either the first or the second number. You can chat, and then we can arrange for the part payment option for you. It shouldn't be a problem at all. Okay.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, I want to find out the duration for the program and whether it's going to run concurrently, the 3 models.
Yeah, so can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right, so the program starts this Saturday and will end first week in December. Okay, so it's normally for a period of 3 weeks. Okay, so this coming Saturday and it ends in December first week. But each program is on separate days. So for example, the financial modeling is on Saturday, first part of the morning, and then the trainee audit is in the afternoon, and then the practical accounting is on Sunday afternoon. So each of them, or the 3 programs, run concurrently, but they are on separate times or days. Is that okay? So I repeat, financial modeling is on Saturday, normally from 7:30 to 11, and then the trainee audit begins at 12:30 and ends mostly around 3:30. So that is for Saturday. Then on Sunday, we have the practical accounting that starts in the afternoon. Normally by 2:33, it should kick off. Is that okay? So they run on separate dates, and you can, if you are doing all the 3 programs, you can be able to have that opportunity to do that. Is that okay?
So is it possible that you can go through all the 3 programs at the same?
Yes. Yes, you can do it. You can do all 3 at once.
In that case, you have to pay 900 times 3.
Come again? Yeah, it's per course. The 900 is per course. But we have a 10% discount. If you are doing more than 1 program, the discount is that you have a 10% discount if you are doing more than 1 program. Is that okay?
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. So we have Comfort. Comfort, any question?
Yes, sir, please, the first part has been answered. You've answered the first part, but I want to find out, will the courses be repeated next year? Is it possible that they'll be repeated?
Yeah, so we run it 3 times. We normally run the course 3 times. We normally run it 3 times a year. And we had this program in March. We also had a session in July. Then we are having the final one now this November. So normally it's done 3 times a year. Now, the good news is that for those who were part of us from the March session and the July session, they have the opportunity to still join us this November. Is that okay? For free, actually. So that if they have any challenges or things that they couldn't appreciate, they could easily ask and then they will be sorted out. So that's the way it goes. So even though you registered in March, you join in March, you have the opportunity to still join in July, as well as join this November. And this is the final training for the year. And as I said, the timeline is March, July, November. Is that okay?
Okay.
Right. So that is 3 times a year. And that is how it works. Okay. Thank you, Comfort, for your question.
Thank you.
So if you have any more, you could raise your hand. I only pray my internet does not disappoint me again. Right. So somebody says, so after the financial modeling class, can one become a qualified financial analyst or data analyst? Michael, can you answer that?
No, please. A qualified financial analyst or a data analyst is a certified course. Okay. What we are teaching you are Excel tools that will equip you to be able to better perform your tasks as an accountant. You have certain skills that these people have, but you can't call yourself a certified financial analyst or data analyst.
That's great. So somebody said, are the meetings enough, the 4 meetings enough to cover without a rush? I think one of the good things is that all the previous sessions all throughout the year are available now in the app. If you register, you have automatic access to all previous sessions that has been done. And believe you me, we don't rush it. It's quite well done, taking time to take you through all the various programs. And as is the case, at the end of the program, you'll be given a certificate. Is that okay? So that is it. So we don't rush it. No, it's not the case. You have the time to be taken through everything. Is that okay? And as we speak, our colleagues who have done our trainee audit associate program are going to have the opportunity to visit, as I said, the offices of DNI for the field visitation. Is that okay? In the first week of December. So we are hopeful that for those who have been or will be joining us in this particular program, we are very sure that we could also allow them to join the field, what do you call it, the field trip when they are almost getting to the end of their training program. So I'm sure for those who join us in March, those who join us in July, if you didn't have the opportunity to have the field trip, is that okay? This is an opportunity. First week in December, you can come along so that we can have that experience, experience field visit to the offices of DNI. The team there are very, very well much able to help you to practically demonstrate the knowledge that we have shared. And you should be fine. Is that okay? So if there are any other questions, let me pick them up quickly, since my internet is not the best. Another question that will hear me, Mike, is there anything? Okay. Hello, Mike. Can
yes,
you hear
Eli,
me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, Eli.
Okay, so somebody said, will the training be in person? And yes, the training will be rather online, but as we said, the field trips will be in person. Is that clear? So somebody said, will the November students be able to join the next session in March and July? Why not? If you register in November, why not? You could join the next year session. Is that okay? That's the flexibility we offer. Is that okay? So that should you have any follow-up questions, you are able to join the subsequent sessions to ask, so that it's a whole year-round program and not just a one-off event. So that even though you've gone through the training, you have the opportunity to join the subsequent ones. And if there are any practical insight that you may be having challenges with, you can easily put it across for the team to assist you. Is that okay? Somebody said, which data analysis tool are you offering us specifically? So as Mike said, we'll be using advanced Excel for the financial modeling. So that should be it. So somebody said, are we going to have access to the video, and for how long? Normally, for all our training programs, each session is recorded. So you have access to the video for a full year, one whole year, you have access to it. And that is the beauty of the training program. So even if you missed out some sessions, you can go back, watch the video, and then have a recap. Certificates will be issued as is always the case. And once we are done, it will be issued automatically to all participants. Somebody said, will we have access to the video or any study material after the training? Yes, training materials will be provided, and as well as videos will be given out. Somebody said, is DNI in Ghana? DNI is an international firm in Ghana. Is that okay? But they have offices. Maybe let me allow them to talk. Where is my team from DNI, so that they can be able to know DNI and know DNI well. So Francis, are you there? Can you tell us about DNI briefly, so that they can appreciate the background of DNI?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, so DNI, we are audit, assurance, tax, and HR firm. Okay, and we are duly registered with the companies. We are duly registered with the Registrar General's Department. Okay, and so we are registered as a partnership. Previously, we were a company, but due to the new regulations, we are now a partnership under the Partnership Act. And we've been registered in Ghana for the past 15 years. So actually this December, we'll be celebrating our 15-year anniversary. And we are located at Lakeside Estate. That's where our office, our head office in Ghana is. We also have a branch in Volta region, Ho to be precise. So in Ghana, we have 2 offices, one in Accra, one in Ho. We also have another office in Liberia, Monrovia. We're also located in Togo, Nigeria, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and also the UK. So in total, we are in 7 countries where we are presently and actively engaged, if I may say so. Yeah. So we are active in all these countries, and we are duly licensed with the respective accounting authorities there. In Liberia, for example, we have the LICPA, which is the Liberian Institute for Certified Public Accountant. In Togo, the same. In Guinea, the same. So basically, that's DNI. So our services are not just in the audit section. We also have the HR we practice in all the countries. We also have the tax. So we're also a member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation Ghana, where we have other qualified members as well. And the same applies to Liberia, where we have the Liberia Revenue Authority. We also certified practitioners, tax practitioners there. So our scope is quite wide, and yeah, you can find us in most of the countries.
Great.
Yeah, to add to Manager Francis' update on DNI, I would like, so DNI, which is Dion and Lloyd International, is a local firm that has gone international. So we started as an indigenous firm in Ghana, and by God's grace, we have spread to these countries that Manager Francis just mentioned to us. In the categorization of the firms in Ghana, we are FMA category, and as I'm sure you know that in Ghana, all the firms have been categorized from A, B, C, D. And so we started as a FMD, and we have grown to become FMA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doc, for the update, and I'm glad colleagues are hearing. So you have a reputable partner when it comes to the training specifically. So somebody says DNI recruiting. Maybe when you are done with the training, we can talk about that. Doc, do you have anything to say? Doc, they say it's DNI recruiting.
It does, because any audit firm, for example, that is recruiting, once you state in your CV that you are competent in using the PICAT application, it certainly puts you ahead of your colleagues. And so please be watching out in the media, in the space, the recruitment space. Once you see DNI throwing out vacant positions, please, you are encouraged to apply. And other firms that would open up opportunities, please apply and let them know that you have the PICAT skill as part of your CV. Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to add to what Doc said, and the good news is that we always post anytime we are recruiting on the various WhatsApp platform of ASPA. So just you participating also gives you an edge when DNI is recruiting.
Thank you so much, Francis. Then we have a question from Millicent. Millicent, any question?
Please, my question is in relation to those of us with the government sector.
Okay.
Yes, you know, the software that we usually use, like when we are auditing the public sector, is the GIFMIS. Yes. So I don't know how we be able to connect this to the software that the government sector also uses.
Okay. I think Doc could deal with that.
Yes. So the GIFMIS is not an audit software.
Yes.
To begin with. Okay. That is the integrated financial management software that the country Ghana is using. So for the pickers would rather sharpen you up if you are an auditor to look out for the various indicators that you would need in coming up with your working papers, be it permanent or the regular working paper. Okay. So yes, you need the pickers, but you may not use it to connect to GIFMIS because they are not on the same platform. Number one, they are not achieving the same objective. The one is for the processing of the financial data, and then the other is for the auditing. Pickers is for auditing. And so that is the simple explanation I want to give you.
Yes, yes. So I actually, to add up to that, for those colleagues who are working in the audit service, who normally conduct audit in the public sector, yes, we have some of them joining us in this training. It's usually very helpful because their focus is on the audit in the public sector, but this is an audit of a private company. So actually, by going through this training, you enhance your auditing skills, even though, yes, procedures remain the same, but obviously there will be difference in scope. So yes, you still build your capacity in order to be able to conduct an audit, but here you are doing so in the audit of a class and a historical financial statement. Is that okay? So for the accounting part, Francis, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to add a little so that it clarifies them. Like you said, the people in the Auditor General's department, a lot of them have joined the audit training course in the past, and there are a number of them. So the GIFMIS for better or lack of better example would be similar to someone in the private sector using, let's say, QuickBooks or Tally,
or Sage or any of the
or Sage, basically. So those will be financial tools for integration and managing of government funds and so on and so forth. But with the PICAT, it's mainly for you documenting your audit process and guiding you to comply with the ICES. Okay, so whether you are auditing in accordance with the IFRS or IPSAS or whatever, you still have to follow the ICES in conducting your audit. Okay, so look at it as the other end of the IFRS for the accountant and the IPSAS. The ICES are for the auditors and anyone who wants to understand audit. And then the tool for the audit is the PICAT.
Great. Thank you so much, Manager Francis. So if there are any other questions now, great. So we are almost done with the session. So I want to just say a big thank you to everybody. If there are no more questions, I think we should be wrapping up. If there are no more questions, just to say a big thank you. I think there's one more hand now. Yes, if you can ask your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Please, I want to find out if I want training on cash flow. You know, when you prepare the final account, my account, sometimes the cash flow doesn't balance. It's always a headache for accountant. So if I can get a special training on cash flow, I'll be grateful.
So that's interesting, right? Which of them do you think will deal with it? I think that should be under, if not practical accounting, then it should be under the financial modeling, right? Is that okay? So I think financial modeling should be able to help you deal with that. Is that okay? So if you can at least register for the financial modeling program, you should be able to get yourself to maneuver. Are you downloading the cash book from your general ledger or something?
Yes. So I export the for the software. I export to Excel and do the financials, but then sometimes you struggle with the balancing of the cash flow.
Okay. Is it in the software or in Excel?
So, Ellie,
no, in
so
Excel.
with balancing, I think, if I'm not wrong, cash flow has its own standards that controls what is done in a cash flow. You may not get a system that will give you a perfect cash flow. you either have to export and then have it balancing yourself. So usually if you understand the categories, be it income from operations, investment, and all those categorization, you should be able to actually balance your cash flow easily. There's really no tool to help you balance it. You have to understand your balance sheets and then know where to pick which figure from to be able to properly balance your cash flow. I've actually not cited any system that balances a cash flow. I stand for correction though, but if someone has seen something like that, let me know.
Yeah, generally, can I come in?
Okay.
Generally, if you are depending on the system you are using, if your transactions are posted right, the system will give you a cash flow that will automatically balance with your bank balances. Usually, the main issue is a cash flow. How it must arrive at
the system will usually give you a cash movement. But I think he's talking about the cash flow in your financial statement. You know, your set of financial statements has a cash flow. If I'm not wrong, that's what he's talking
about. For the system we are going to use, it will give you the operating cash flow, the financing, and then the investment cash flow. It depends on also how you map your chart of account, you know, and define which one is for operating, investing, and will give you that. But normally, without even a system giving you a cash flow, you export, you have your balance sheet, you have your income statement. Mostly, you can derive your cash flow from those statements, especially from your balance sheet, right? It is the movement in the balance sheet figure that you bring in your cash flow. So if you are modeling in Excel, make sure the figures you arrive at, you need to use the movement in your balance sheet, right? That gives you an increase or a decrease in terms of the cash flow. That's what, if you do it very well, your cash flow should balance. Once you pick up your net income before tax or whatever, you reconcile with your working capital. Mostly your working capital are changes, okay? Similarly, your investment cash flow from if it's a fixed asset you bought, you have to look at the changes and then feed that into your cash flow. That should balance for you. But maybe in the practical accounting, we may address such stuff slightly, so it could be useful to you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think I agree with Emmanuel. So mostly it will depend on how you design your chart of accounts in whatever accounting software you're using. And then usually most accounting software I've seen would actually even give you the option whether to choose the indirect or the direct method of
Exactly. So the system we have, it gives you that flexibility to choose indirect or direct, whether on cash basis or accrual. Okay. So these are some of the things you look at for in evaluating the system that you have to use. Some systems have limitation when it comes to this. So if you are using them, you may face this challenge. But with a good system, it shouldn't be a big challenge for you.
Right. So I hope you can hear me. I went off a bit, but I'm back. There is a question, Bright. Any question from Bright?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you once again for insightful training. But I would like to ask some of us, for me, I'm in the banking sector. We use the ERP most. My question is that with the financial modeling that I'm here to have paid for, would the software also be given to us so that we can, as the training is going on, we can particularly work on it?
Yeah, you're actually going to have the software. Access it is on the... Ima, can you speak to that? Yes. Can you hear me? My internet is so bad. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it looks like Ima is muted.
Hello, sorry, I was speaking on mute. So I was saying that you are going to have access to the system, the cloud version, okay, where it has all the features for you to practice, you know, do your exercises and all of that. So there's no need to worry. Before we start, you all have access, and then I'll show you how to log into the system and then use it.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Emmanuel. Then we have, I think Sefa, is it Kojo? Sefa has his hand up. Kojo, any question? Any question from Kojo? Okay, so Kojo is not ready. Okay, so I think most of the issues have been dealt with. Kojo, can you speak now?
Okay. Most of my questions have been asked by my colleagues.
Okay.
And with the limited time, one asked that the recorded version, if you miss a class, you have a chance of viewing it after the section.
Yes.
That one is very important.
Yes.
So we
yes.
try as much as to find funds to register. That's a big thing about that.
So that is very, very, very much what we do. So every session is recorded and you obtain it immediately after the session. Is that okay? Yeah. Great. So any other question? If not, we can have an overview and then we can shut down. So for our training programs, just by way of a quick overview, 3 programs, paneling, practical, will be starting this weekend. Specifically, to register the participants, we all know that yes, skill is important if we want to thrive in our profession. So it's always time, anytime there's opportunity to build competency, you should always grab it. Because you may not know when you need it. From the partner of DNI, Emmanuel, our facilitator for practical accounting, and then Michael, who also facilitates financial modeling. Thank you all for joining us in this exciting session. And as I said, yes, the fee is 900 cedi. If you want some payment arrangement, why not? You could chat me privately. And if you are doing more than one course, you have the opportunity to have a discount of 10% if you have 2 or you are opting for 2 or more programs. So I think that is it. This Saturday, we are kicking off and we invite all to register and take advantage of this. So on that note, my name is Ellie. You can call me Sigmund. You can call me Ellie or Sigmund. I'll see you in the next session. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.